Hello, my dear students. How are you today? Hope you're fine. Today, inshallah, we're gonna complete chapter 3, lessons from 26 to 30. Our topics in this chapter, we have clock, division, and fact family. Now, let's start with telling time. We studied it in grade 2 and our monster here will help us to remember it. We learned that we have two hands, short hand for hours and long hand for minutes. We have here very thin hand, which is for seconds, and it's optional to be found in our clock. Let's focus with short hand and long hand for hours and minutes. If we wanted to express the time or write the time in the digital form like this, we will look at shorthand. The shorthand reads the exact number, which is referring to. If the shorthand is referring to 3, we will write here in hours 3, here in the left. If it's referring to 6, we will write here in hours 6. And the long hand, when it's referring to a number, it will not read the exact number. If it's referring to 12, we will not write 12 here in minutes. No, it reads different numbers. We studied them in grade 2 and we said that in 12 it means 00. And we can say it o'clock. And in 1 we read 5, then 10, then 15. And we had a song 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, and 60. And we know that the long hand, when it's referring to 5, it reads 25. When it's referring to 1, it reads 5. But from where we get these numbers? Between each number and the other one, we have 5 minutes. Our monster here will tell us. Each number represents a group of 5 minutes that shows how many minutes have passed. So when the long hand looks at 12 and it moved to 1, it means 5 minutes have passed. So it means one group of 5 minutes have passed. So 1 means one group of 5. 5 times 1 equals 5. We studied it in the array. Yes, in array we studied it. And when it moved to number 2, it means 2 groups of 5. So 5 times 2 or 2 times 5 equals 10. And when it moved to 6, it means 6 groups of 5. So 6 times 5 equals 30. And in 9, 9 groups of 5. 5 times 9 equals 45. And when it reaches 12 again, it means 12 group of 5s. So 12 times 5 equals 60. So when it starts from 12, it begins at 0, 0. When it moves and go back to 12 again, it means 60 minutes have passed. So from here we get that 1 hour equals 60 minutes. Here in lesson 26 we will apply our telling time. In picture 1 we have a train here which represents the minutes of our clock. It's increasing by 5, so we will write 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, and 60. In picture 2, we have a clock here. If the shorthand is referring to 8, it will tell me what? 8. So we will write here in hours place, we will write 8. And the long hand is referring to 2. We will write 2 here in minutes place? No, we will write 10 because it's 2 groups of 5. So 2 times 5 equals 10. Another example, if the shorthand is referring for 2, so we will write 2 or 10? 2, because the shorthand is reading the exact number. So we will write here in hours 2. And the long hand is referring to 10. So the long hand will read 10 groups of 5, which is 10 times 5 equals 50. In the next page, let's practice more. We have here the shorthand is between 5 and 4. We will write 5 or 4. It didn't reach 5 yet, so we will choose the smaller number. If it's between two numbers, we will choose the smaller number. So we will write 4. And the long hand is referring to 6. We will write 6 in minutes? No. We will count 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. When we reach 6, it tells me 30. So we will write in minutes 30. And we can read it as 4:30. 4:30. Another example. In the second one, we have the shorthand is referring to 10. So we will write 10. And the long hand is referring for 2. We will write 2? No, the long hand reads our song, which is increasing by 5. So we will count from 1, 5, 10. So 2 groups of 5 will be 10. The third example, the shorthand is between 9 and 10. We will take 9 or 10? We will take the smaller number. It didn't reach 10 yet. So we will not take 10. We will choose 9. And the long hand is referring to 4. So we will sing our song 5, 10, 15, 20. So when it reached 4, it told me 20 because we have 4 groups of 5. In the last example here, we have the shorthand between 11 and 12. Which number we will write? 11 or 12? Sure, 11, because it's the smaller number. And the long hand is referring for what? For 7. And 7, it means 7 groups of 5. So 7 times 5 equals 35. In lesson 27, we have here some clocks, and we want to read them and tell the time. The first clock here, we have the shorthand, which is referring to 1. And here we have 1 in hours. And the long hand is referring to 4. It means 4 groups of 5. So 4 times 5 equals 20. So we will write in minutes 20. The second one, we have the shorthand is pointing or referring to 2. we will write 2 in hours. And the long hand is referring for 6. So 6 is 6 groups of 5. 6 times 5, 30. We will write 30. So it will be 230. 230. In round 3 here, we have the shorthand for 7. We will write 7 in hours. And the long hand is referring for 2. So 2 groups of 5. 2 times 5 equals 10. We will write 10. So it's a 7, 10. 7, 10. The round 4, the shorthand is referring for 4. We will write 4 in hours. And the long hand is referring for 9. So 9 groups of 5 equals 45. We will write 45 in minutes. It will be 4:45. We will read it like this, 4:45. The last one we have, shorthand is referring for 10. So we wrote 10 in the hours place, and we have the long hand for 7. So the long hand reads 7 times 5, 35. So it's a 10:35. Let's move to our story problems. They are challenging, so please focus. Here, the first one. Your mom puts muffins in the oven at 7 o'clock. 7:00 means 7 o'clock. When you take them out, the clock looks like this. First, this clock is what? The shorthand for 7, so it's a 7, and the long hand for 6, it means 6 times 5, 30. So our time here is 7:30. So between 7 o'clock and 7:30, we have 30 minutes. So he is asking me how many minutes did it take to bake the muffins? It means 30 minutes. Number 2, you leave school at 3 o'clock. And when you get home, the clock looks like this. We left our school at 3 o'clock. So it was 3:00. And when we reached home, it became like this. It's what? It's a 3. The 4 is telling me what? 4 times 5, 20. So it's a 3:20. So between 3 o'clock and 3:20, we have 20 minutes. The hours didn't change. The hours didn't change. Just minutes changed. So we have 20 minutes difference between 3 o'clock and 3:20. Number 3, if it takes you 45 minutes to walk home from school and you leave at 3 o'clock, what time it will be when you get home? You left your school at 3 o'clock and it takes you 45 minutes. So we will add 45 minutes to 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock like this. The shorthand on 3 and the long hand on 12. This is 3 o'clock. And the 3 o'clock plus 45 minutes, it will be 3:45. So the long hand will move from 00 at 12 to 45. 45 at which number? 5 times what equals 45? You can count on your hands. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. How many fingers do you have now? 9. So the long hand is referring to 9. And the short hand, it should be at 3? No, It should be between 3 and 4 because it's moving slowly to complete the turn. So it will be between 3 and 4. So 45 minutes, it means from 3 o'clock to 3:45. Our math journal. Here we have a clock, and our colleague read this like 8:03. Is it right? Is it right? Let's look together. We have the shorthand pointing to 8. So we will write in ours 8. But the long hand is pointing to 3. We will write 3 in minutes? No, we will write what? Let's count together. 5, 10, 15. Yes, so number 3 is telling me 15 because 3 times 5 equals 15. So the time in the digital form is wrong because the long hand is pointing to 3. It means 3 groups of 5. So the correct answer is 3 times 5 equals 15. So 8:15. Now let's start division. What do we mean by division? Division is distributing or sharing a quantity to equal groups. If we have a quantity, we will distribute it or share it to equal groups. They must be equal. And its symbol is like this. We have here an example to know how to divide together. We have here 6 cookies. 6 cookies. And we have 3 kids. These cookies, we want to distribute them equally. No one take bigger than the other one. No one takes bigger than the other one. So we will distribute them equally. So we will give the first kid what? 2 cookies. And the second kid 2 cookies. And the third kid 2 cookies. And we can express it by division. Here we distributed 6 cookies to 3 kids. So 6 divided by 3 equals 2. When we divided 6 cookies to 3 kids, the result was 2. The share of each one was 2. Each one take 2. So it can be read like this. 6 divided by 3. 6 divided by 3 equals 2. And as we said in multiplication, that when we multiply two numbers together, if we multiply 2 times 3 equals 6, we will say 2 and 3 are called factors. And we said factor product. Do you remember this? We have 2 factors multiplied together and the result was product. Here in division we have dividend, divisor, quotient. The first number is called dividend and the second number is called divisor and the third is called quotient. So dividend, divisor, quotient, dividend, divisor, quotient. We have another form to express division like this. We can say 6 here, the biggest number here, and the 3 will be here and 2, the result will be up here. So dividend, divisor, quotient, we have 2 ways to express it. The first one or second one. Let's start with lesson 28, we have here a story problem. There are 16 fish that need to be placed in 4 bowls. Each bowl must hold the same number of fish, so we want to distribute them equally. How many fish should be put into each bowl? Draw a picture in the bowls blue to solve a problem. We have 16, so we want to distribute them equally. If we put in the first one 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So if we want to distribute them equally, we will put in each bowl 4 fish. So draw a part whole model. The hole here, this is called part hole because we have the hole here, which is 16, and the parts, we will divide this 16 into equal parts. So we will divide it into 4 and 4 and 4 and 4. Samah is preparing gift baskets. He has 20 oranges that need to be divided equally between 5 baskets. So we will divide 20 oranges equally between 5 baskets. So each basket will take what? 20 divided by 5. We can get it from the multiplication. The division is the inverse operation of multiplication. 5 times what will give me 20? 5 times what will give me 20? 5 times 4. So we will put in each basket 4. 4 here repeated how many times? 5. So 4 times 5 equals 20. Yes, it's right, it's correct. Let's draw a part whole in this box to show our answer. We can draw part whole model or write the division equation. 20 divided by 4 equals 5 oranges, equals 5 oranges. The teacher has 36 crayons to share equally between 6 students. So the whole number is 36. We will put the whole numbers here in the first place, which will be dividend. So the dividend number, which is the greatest number, which is the whole quantity. So the teacher has 36 crayons to share equally between 6 students. She must place crayons in the cups below. Draw a picture in the cup to solve. So the whole quantity or the whole number is 36. We want to divide it into 6 baskets or 6 cups. So each cup will take what? When we see the word equally, it means division. And we learned that division is the inverse operation of multiplication. So we will ask ourselves, 6 times what equal 36? 6 times what equal 36? 6 times 6. So in each cup we will put 6. And our division equation will be 36 divided by 6 equals 6 crayons. Because 6 times 6 equals 36. Lesson 28 Math Journal. Reflect on your learning. In the box below, write a sharing story problem using the numbers 15 and 3. We want to write a story problem which is including 15 and 3. Solve the problem, show your work, and a part whole. Now, we can tell the story like this. Malik has 15 apples. He needs to distribute them equally between 3 friends. To distribute them what? Equally. So, how many apples are there with each friend? So, we have the whole number, which is 15. We want to distribute it or divide it between 3 friends equally. Equally is my keyword for division. So 15 divided by 3 equals 5 apples. Lesson 29. Each cat needs 2 fish for lunch. Each one cat needs 2 fish for lunch. How many cats can we feed with 12 fish? So the whole number is 12 fish, and each cat needs 2 fish. So how many cats we will have? We can feed 12 divided by 2. We have 6 cats. Once we want to divide the 12 fish equally, so they are 6 cats. In the next one, each ibis will eat 3 worms. Each ibis, this is an animal, is called ibis. Each ibis will eat 3 worms. You have 18 worms. How many ibis can be fed? So the total number, the whole number is 18, and each ibis eat 3 worms. So 18 divided by 3, we can feed 6 ibis. Now let's move to the next page. Each jackal must eat 6 insects. Each jackal must eat 6 insects. There are 24 insects. So the total number is 24. How many jackals can be fed? So the total number is 24 insects, and each one jackal must eat 6 insects. So we will divide 24 by 6. 24 divided by 6 equals 4 jackal. How did you get 4? Again, because 6 times 4 equals 24. Number 3, each crocodile wants to eat 5 fish. There are 25 fish. How many crocodiles can be fed? So the total number is 25. It must be the first number, dividend, and the dividend must be the first number. The 25 fish will be divided by 5. So 25 divided by 5 equals 5 crocodiles. How did you get the result, which is quotient 5? Because 5 times 5 equals 25. Number 4, each bull eats 2 bales of hay each day. There are 100 bales. How many bulls can be fed in each day? This animal is called bull, and he eats each day 2 bales. The total number is 100 bale. So 100 divided by 2 equals 50 balls. Now let's move to fact family. Fact family means what? Means three numbers related together as a family. Here in our fact family, we will use multiplication and division equations to relate them together. Here we have an example. If we have our home here for this family, and this family consists of three numbers. The big number, which will be in the top, and two other numbers. We will express this family and relate it by four equations. Two multiplication and two division. We have three numbers here. Let's write the first one. 3 times 4 equals 12. Yes, this is a relation. This is a fact between them. 3 times 4 equals 12. Who can tell me the next multiplication equation? We have a different one. With these three numbers. We studied it before and we called it commutative property. So we said in the first 3 times 4, we will say now 4 times 3 equals 12. So we have here two multiplication equation. We will have now two division equation. In division equation, we must put the big number first. We must write 12 first. So 12 divided by 4 equals 3. And the next one will be 12 divided by 3 equals 4. So we will note that we have two multiplication equation and two division equations. Number 2, the biggest number must be the first in division equation. Lesson 30, we have here fact family. And in the first one, we have 6 and 24. This family needs what to complete it? 6 times what will give me 24? 6 times what? 6 times 4. So we will write the first two multiplication equation. They are 4 times 6 equals 24. And the next one is the commutative property for it. It will be 6 times 4, 24. Now we will write the division equations. We said in division equation, we must put the big number first. Which one is the biggest number? 24. So we will write 24 first in the dividend place. 24 divided by 6 equals 24. And the next one will be division also. So we must put 24 is the first also. So 24 divided by what? By 4 equals 6. It's like puzzle. We are just changing places if it's available. Okay. In the next one, we have 3 and 18. Which member will complete this family? 3 times 6 equals 18. 3 times 6 equals 18. So the first multiplication equation is 3 times 6 equals 18. Who can give me the commutative property for it? 6 times 3 equals 18. And the division equation will be, we must put the big number first. 18 divided by 6 equals 3. And 18 divided by 3 equals 6. The last one we have 4 and 28. Which number can complete this family? 4 times what equals 28? 4 times 7. So the first equation, 4 times 7 equals 28. And the next one will be the commutative property for it. 7 times 4 equals 28. And the division equations will be, we must put the big number first. 28 divided by 4 equals 7. And also 28 divided by 7 equals 4. The last one we have 7 and 21. Which number will complete this family? 7 times what? 7 times 3. So 7 times 3 equals 21, and 3 times 7 equals 21. We wanted to find the division equation, so we will write the greatest number first, which is what? 21. 21 divided by 3 equals 7. We will put 21 again. 21 divided by 7 equals 3. Now, let's move to the next one. Here, describe each of these arrays using one multiplication and one division equation. In the first array, we have 4 balls in the first row and 3 balls in the first column. We will multiply row by column, so it will be 3 times 4 or 4 times 3. And the division equation will be what? We will write the greatest number first, which is 12. So 12 divided by 3 equals 4. Or you can write 12 divided by 4 equals 3. They are the same. Now let's move to the next one. We have here in the row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 balls, and in the column we have 6 balls. So the multiplication equation will be 5 times 6. We multiply row by column or column by row. They are the same. 5 times 6 equals 30, and the division equation will be 30 divided by 6 equals 5. The next one, he wants me to draw an array and find the multiplication equation and division equation. Here we have an array. The row contains 4 balls and column contains 5 balls. So 4 times 5 equals 20. 5 times 4 equals 20. The division equation will be what? We will start with which number? The greatest one. So we will write 20 divided by 4 equals 5, and 20 divided by 5 equals 4. Thank you for listening.